Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. And since it's already past mid-August, since today is August 16, I think it will be really exciting for me to make another Criterion Collection video for everyone. And that is since how the Barnes & Noble Criterion Collection sale has already finished for the summer, and it will not return till about November or December. But I think it will be really exciting for me to share some of the last Criterion movies that I have gotten from that sale and how I have really enjoyed watching those films and to share them with everybody. So I hope everyone enjoys this Criterion Collection Volume 3 video. The first movie I would love to share with everybody for the Criterion Collection is on DVD, and that movie happens to be The Killing by Stanley Kubrick. And this movie is actually one of Kubrick's earlier films from the year 1956. This was way before Kubrick was well known for movies such as 2001: A Space Odyssey, Doctor Strangelove, and all those type of films. So this is actually one of Kubrick's shorter films that is about 84 minutes long. This is a heist movie involving a group of thieves that are trying to rob a horse race, and to do so they split into groups and they try to find ways about how to make this plan work until things go completely wrong. And this is a movie that I really enjoy, and what you do not notice is how this was actually a movie that really inspired, The Dark Knight, especially for the fact how the movie has a robbery scene in which one of the characters is wearing a mask, similar to other films like A Clockwork Orange and even The Dark Knight opening with Heath Ledger being the Joker with a mask on. But this is a movie that I really like. I would say it's a little fast-paced, and it does require a lot of attention because the dialogue goes by really fast, and sources of information are just very brief, and it's really good to just, pay very close attention to some of the line delivery and dialogue. But this is, once again, a great Kubrick film, and I highly recommend The Killing. The second movie I would love to share with y'all for my Criterion Collection video is Paths of Glory by Stanley Kubrick, and this is once again another Kubrick film. This came out a year after The Killing in 1957. This has Kirk Douglas in it, and this is on the Criterion Blu-ray. And this is a movie that I find so riveting and amazing. It's also super powerful because compared to how I reviewed Full Metal Jacket with Kubrick stylizing the Vietnam War, Paths of Glory is a very anti-war film about World War I, and how it is basically about Kirk Douglas playing this French general named General Hux, and how he's trying to look over 3 of his soldiers who are on trial for retreating, not attacking a German fortress during World War I. And as they are on trial, he's trying his best to defend them, but he couldn't because of the amount of power that the other French generals had over those 3 soldiers. So this movie doesn't feel as stylistic as Full Metal Jacket because this film only has about 1 battle scene, which is very well directed, but it is mostly an anti-war film as it criticizes the military's decisions of how they are more pressuring of sending troops in rather than caring for their troops. And that way, it's basically like criticizing, decisions that the military makes over their own men. And so for a film like this to be more of a court-martial drama than just an actual war film with just guns and explosion, that is actually one of the coolest things about how Kubrick directed and approached this film. Fun fact is that this is how Stanley Kubrick also met his wife, Christiana Kubrick. She is a German actress and appears in the final scene of Paths of Glory. And without spoiling anything, the final scene of Paths of Glory is very powerful. Highly recommend this movie on the Criterion Collection. Also, what I love about this Criterion Blu-ray of Paths of Glory is how the interior of this Criterion Blu-ray just looks really amazing, because when you open it, you have the Blu-ray disc with Kirk Douglas on it, and then you have the battle scene from the film on the booklet. It is a great watch. It looks so beautifully remastered, high definition on Criterion Blu-ray from this film, and that is another reason why I love Pasagori on the Criterion Collection. The third film on the list for my Criterion Collection video is Yojimbo by Akira Kurosawa, and Yojimbo is such a fantastic and enjoyable film. I loved every second of Yojimbo because of just how stylistically beautiful this movie was handled by Kurosawa. And this movie is basically, from 1961. It came out 7 years after Seven Samurai, which was, of course, Kurosawa's most monumental and famous film. But Yojimbo has a lot of specialties to it because this is a type of movie that basically feels very similar to a Western, in which you have a samurai protagonist who is a loner, similar to a Western hero who too is a loner, and then when this samurai hero goes into this town, he is pressured to choose a side between two rivals that are trying to battle each other in this town. So basically that is how Yojimbo works out, and the fun fact that I have to share with y'all is that this was a movie that felt as if it was copied by the Sergio Leone film A Fistful of Dollars from 1964 with Clint Eastwood, because I heard that A Fistful of Dollars was basically very inspired by Yojimbo, and Toho Productions, the Japanese production behind Yojimbo, actually sued A Fistful of Dollars for a lawsuit, and that is something I will definitely have to look more into, but that is just all I know. And seeing this movie on Criterion Blu-ray is so beautiful. It is very well remastered. You just gotta love the aspect ratio, the cinematography. And if you just look inside, I mean, just the disc and the booklet itself, they look incredibly beautiful. I love the design of this Criterion Blu-ray, and it's definitely worth a watch as well. It's exciting, it's thrilling, it's intense. I love Yojimbo so much. The last movie I would love to share with everybody for this Criterion Collection video is Tokyo Drifter by Seijun Suzuki, and this is a 1966 Yakuza film for Japanese cinema, and unfortunately, I am sad to report this for any of y'all who do not keep up with movie news. The main actor of the film, Tatsuya Watari, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, has just passed away a few days ago. Rest in peace, and I hope that this section of the video honors you somehow. But anyways, this is another great film from Japanese cinema by Suzuki. I love how colorfully beautiful the cinematography is because this is a very stylized and action-filled movie. And at times, you can actually feel as if that this is a mix between gangster and Western. And that was something that I found very impressive about how Suzuki handled this film, because he too was a big fan of Westerns, but he also does not really classify this film as a Western, but with Western traits, with gangster-like qualities. And, this film has such beautiful cinematography. One of the biggest strengths of this film are the visuals and how it captures Tokyo nightlife, because this has a lot of colors, reflecting the screen, and how it also has a great choreography of the gunfights between the main actor and the other henchmen of the film. And if you just look inside it, it just looks so beautiful. I mean, look at the colors on the Criterion Blu-ray disc and the booklet that comes with it. I just love watching this film, but it is also a type of film I actually need to rewatch, because not only does information not only become so vague, but it's also a type of film that it doesn't make sense on first viewing, and you can probably feel conflicted about some character motivation and choices in the third act, but nevertheless, this is still a great film I highly recommend. Great for Japanese cinema. And that is the video. I had an amazing time making this video, and especially for the fact that I was able to share more Criterion Collection movies with y'all, because I enjoy sharing with y'all my Blu-rays and DVDs of that collection. And speaking of those previous movies that I have shared with y'all, it gives me an honor to have purchased a lot of Criterion Collection movies during the Barnes & Noble summer sale, and I cannot wait for that sale to return, hopefully by November and December. But Thank you so much for watching. This was another blast that I had for the Criterion Collection, and I hope everyone has a great Sunday night. Thank you very much, guys!